Quite unfortunate. Now let's cross borders to America, where polls have opened for the 2024 United States election. And Americans are currently voting in a national vote that will decide not only the next president of the country, but also the makeup of the House of Representatives and the Senate.
For weeks now, polls have shown a remarkably tight race, with no candidate having the edge going into Election Day.
Anki Doris Umbat with the latest.
A tight race begins as Americans cast their votes. Americans are on the polls Tuesday in a mood of discontent and division for many. Some excited for the change to come, with opinion polls showing nearly 2/3 of voters believe the country has been heading in the wrong direction under President Joe Biden. While the United States economy is the envy of the industrialized world, emerging from COVID shutdowns with strong job growth and wage increases, many Americans complain those gains were gobbled up by high grocery and housing prices. Biden's promise of a return to a more humane immigration regime than under Republican former President Donald Trump soon collided with the reality of a spike in illegal border crossings. This time, whoever triumphs in the election, Trump or Vice President Kamala Harris, will inherit the legacy of a Biden administration that made good on some promises, so others swept off course by events, and others still only partially fulfilled. The first polls expected to close Tuesday evening and the last early Wednesday. In some presidential races, the victor has been named late on election night or early the next morning. This time, the knife-edge race in many states could mean media outlets wait longer before projecting who has won. Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris and Republican Donald Trump, the former president, have been running neck and neck for weeks. Narrow victories could also mean recounts. In the final sprint of the race, both candidates laid out vastly different visions for the country's future. They also staked out divergent positions on key issues like the economy, immigration, women's rights, and democracy.
We finish as we started, with optimism.
Harris pledged to turn the page on what she calls Trump's divisive rhetoric, positioning herself as a new generation leader who will boost the middle class, protect women's rights, and maintain the integrity of the U.S. institutions at home and abroad.
We, the people, have the power to shape our future, and that we can confront any challenge we face when we do it together.
Meanwhile, Trump promised a return to a U.S. golden age, and to that he has sketched a plan to lift economic regulations, project the United States' strength abroad, and crack down on migrants, a line of attack that regularly dips into racist tropes.
I'm going to say, Kamala, you're horrible at your job. You don't know what you're doing. You're a low IQ individual. We want smart people. We want cunning people. We're dealing with the smartest people in the world. We don't want you negotiating nuclear deals because you don't know what the word nuclear means. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here.
And as America decides, the world is anxiously watching the election as rivals Kamala Harris and former U.S. President Donald Trump are on a tight race to sit in the Oval Office in 2025.